Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J live from the 10 Legacy and everything. I can't corral this one here, man. It be some nights that she I don't even know what to say, but every time I hear that song, I think of like KRS-One. Step into the world.
I don't know that one.
I'll play one for you one day, since you are deficient in your hip hop knowledge. And you know, hashtag with Marcus J live from the Den Legacy Internet Radio. Thanking everybody for listening to us at this late hour as we continue on with the show. I want to make sure we spend a special shout out to those folks that are listening to our replays right now on YouTube and our podcast. Thank you to those folks that are listening live right now on TuneIn. And so we appreciate you guys listening to the flagship show of Legacy Internet Radio every single week right here at 7 p.m. on Mondays. We go until we finish talking. So I got the Dating Pool Diva, I got S.Y. Butler. We're all in here having fun with you guys. And we're continuing with the Diva Diaries with my sister, the Dating Pool Diva. Diva, you're still up. What you got?
Okay, I wanted to move on to a little lighter topics instead of the racism thing. Is a little too deep for me right now. All right, y'all listening up? This is more fun.
What
Don't
the
you want to have more
chicken?
Don't you want to have more fun?
Yes.
Okay, listen up. This is a long scenario.
Yes.
You've been eyeing a beautiful woman or handsome man at your workplace.
That was close.
Whoever it applies to.
Okay.
At your workplace or gym for a while. Mm-hmm. He or she seems to have their head together and carries themselves well. Mm-hmm. But there's one thing that's out of place. Maybe she has a bad weave, or he has a chronic skin problem. Maybe she has a lisp and he stutters when he gets nervous. Maybe she has on too much makeup and he has on beat up shoes. Do you A, pursue him or her and try to fix what's wrong? B, do you pursue them and accept the flaw? C, do you just let them go and seek someone else instead? Or D, none of the above?
All right, you always kill me when you have these ABCs. I don't, yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
so
Like we need a pen.
the
now
first
so we
one
can-
is, do you pursue them and try to fix them? Do you pursue them and just accept the flaw? Do you let them go and just seek someone else instead? Or none of the above?
I mean, it depends, man. I mean, going back to the beginning of the scenario, I've been eyeballing them at the gym.
Mm-hmm, they're cute.
And they're, you know, but the older I get, less, you know, less just being cute matters. Like, you know, I don't care about cute, you know, as much as I used to when I was younger. I mean, I need to feel a connection to you. And if you're attractive to me, that's all the better. You know what I'm saying? But just
you can't have a physical connection. I mean, you know, a mental connection until you have seen them physically and you find them attractive.
I mean, not necessarily. Well, the mental part, yeah, of course. But you can feel drawn to a person. Absolutely, you know, you can feel drawn to a person. Mm-hmm. And
so
a lot of times,
spiritual connection.
I mean, you use whatever little fancy words you want, but you know, there's a such thing as being sexy and not being cute, or being cute and not being sexy. You know, there are a lot of very attractive people who ain't sexy, and there are a lot of, you know, not so attractive people who are sexy. Right. And what you want is to hit the jackpot in both.
But when you find somebody that's sexy, you don't find that person attractive?
Not all the time, no. Not all the time.
I've had those type of encounters where they might not have been facially attractive, but it's just something about them.
Yes.
Maybe the way they walk, or the cologne he has on, or you know, something about him. His bravado, his
Maybe
confidence.
It's me, but when you find all those things, right? He smells good. He walks really nice. He dresses different. When you look at his face then becomes
not necessarily. I give you a perfect example. You remember in 1991 who had the biggest dance hall record around?
1991.
Yeah, Shabba Ranks was the hottest, you know, reggae singer back then, and you had legions and scores of chicks talking about how sexy he was.
See. I got a problem
money
right
and
there
fame.
because not only was he not sexy,
Okay,
he was not cute.
okay, fair enough. But I mean, you can have your opinion about that. But I was there, and I remember people saying, "Oh, he's so sexy. He ugly as hell, but he's so sexy." I remember hearing that.
Like, you know what?
And
they
even
like?
as a, and
They like
even
that
as a,
bend backwards.
and even as a,
Oh,
I give you an example as a guy. I'll tell you somebody who's very attractive and zero sexuality to me.
Which is possible.
Sanaa Lathan is very pretty, but she's not sexy to me. She
Oh,
does
you crazy
nothing
woman.
for me. Nothing.
And I'm a woman. I think.
Okay,
she's
well,
sexy.
fine, but that's the point. That's your opinion. Everybody
I
has
think
one.
she looks okay. I don't find her to be sexy.
But see, that's the thing. That's the thing. You know, going back to the original question, I got to feel more than just thinking that you're good looking.
Mhm.
And you know, do I want to fix anybody at this point in my life? No, I'm not interested in doing that.
See, that's the wrong thing to do. You can't approach the person with fixing in mind.
Mhm.
You approach the person, it's all it is. It is what you see is what you get.
Mhm.
You cannot fix a person.
Okay, so give me a guy that's so super hot to you.
Oh shit, I have no clue. So super hot.
It could be a celebrity
Oh.
or somebody that we all know.
You talking about Idris Elba?
Okay, let's say Idris Elba, with his sexy self, has something that you really didn't notice or see.
I'm going to tell
on
you what would
TV.
make me think that he is not sexy and he is not cute. Bad breath.
Okay, so let's say he has bad breath, but he's good looking.
That's
he's still
okay.
charming like he is on TV.
And that's good, and we can talk on the phone.
You wouldn't buy
I can't
him a
do
mint
bad
or
breath.
something?
No, mint does not help this. There's a mouth issue here,
You want to take him
and
to the
that's
dentist?
like Funk City coming home and spraying on cologne and going out.
Okay.
It doesn't help.
So you'll do C. You'll just let him go.
He
with
is
his
gonna have to
fine
go.
self.
We're getting a hit in social media from our sister Tiffany. Tiffany is
Hey,
listening.
Tiffany.
Thank you for listening and checking in. Tiffany says you can't change anyone. It's a full-time job. Just trying to be yourself.
Thank you, Tiffany, for the comment.
Yeah, I can dig it, Tiffany.
Yep.
And thank you for listening and thank you for checking in with us. I could totally agree with that. I ain't
Here
got
goes
time for
here
that.
goes one. Remember the movie? I think it was I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Was that it? When she was all fly at the club
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
she came home and took off her legs, took off her nails,
Her
took off her
weed, everything.
So good.
yeah,
No.
I feel you. I feel you on that. You shouldn't try to
No,
change
you,
the person.
it is what it is. If you
Remember
step to
Bobby
it,
Brown in that movie where what was the name of it? Where they fixed him up.
yes, and he was a nerd-like person, and they tried to fix
Yeah,
him up.
his teeth was
yeah,
messed
see,
up
he's
and
messed
everything,
up,
and then he was
period.
looking hot by the time the lady was finished
That's
with him.
funny because he's not even hot. He's not hot. He's not sexy. None of that.
Well, he looked pretty good when she fixed him
No,
up.
I can't. I don't know a day where he looks good. No. That's a cup of tea we can pour out.
And then he thought he was all that. It was two can play that game, I think.
Yes, I think so.
And
yes.
she fixed him up and he looked good to her or whatever, and then he started thinking he was all that and started dissing her.
Gosh.
Yep.
Did you say a cup of tea you could pour out?
Pour it out.
I ain't never heard
Yep,
that one before.
pour it
That's
out.
a new one.
Mm-mm.
Pour it out.
It's a sour glass of milk.
Okay, okay.
Make my stomach hurt.
It makes your stomach hurt.
Nothing, baby.
Okay.
Nothing, baby.
All right.
You know anybody you find cute? Who do you find attractive? No, it can be a character. It could be that little dude that I said that you like, the one that had that commercial. What's his name? The little white boy, the pop singer.
Justin Timberlake?
No, what's the other one you used to
Come
like?
to the mic, sweetheart. Come to the mic.
I don't know. Jason McCartney?
Jesse McCartney.
Jesse McCartney. Never
Jesse
heard of him.
McCartney. He even looks okay now.
I'm sure his mom and his fans think he's great. I've
But-
never heard of him.
What
No.
was the song he sang? Do you remember? Yeah, she had a crush on this little white dude.
It's not a real, but God, it's like this is
Is
gonna
it
be
a-
weird. But it's Legolas from The Hobbit and the Lord of
Oh,
the Rings
that's
series.
right. Is that the character? And I got his name
He
wrong.
played Orlando Bloom.
Orlando Bloom's
plays him.
character in The Hobbit.
Yeah, it's like all the girls go crazy
she
over
does. She thinks
Legolas. I'm
he's-
like, he's
she
an elf.
thinks he's sexy.
That's
It's the-
cool. and
Orlando
everything.
Bloom, I've heard of.
It's the long blonde hair.
Long blonde hair,
Yeah, he played
Yeah.
in the Hobbit.
fights with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Legolas Greenleaf.
Okay,
Me no
so-
gusta.
Randall Greenleaf.
So what do you think if one of your hot throbs had a flaw
I
when you
wouldn't
met
care.
him? Let's say,
What if
for
his breath
instance,
stunk?
oh, yeah,
So,
or he had
it might
body
be a
odor.
medical problem.
Oh, that's very accepting. She would accept him. Okay.
don't worry, honey. You can
I
talk
don't
in
care
my
if he was
face.
missing an arm.
Would you wear a clothespin on your nose?
No.
Just a mask, right? Just one of those
No.
sterile masks.
No.
You would just smell the odor and
Oh, you think you slick? I know what she would do. White perfume up inside her nostrils, so when she
No.
breathes, that's all you smell.
That would be extremely uncomfortable and really bad.
it would probably hurt.
If
his
I couldn't
feelings,
sit
right?
on the bus and smell Old Spice from guys, that would be.
Old Spice, Marcus J.
I have asthma and they're spraying in the bus
Old
like
Spice is so
it's
stink,
water.
man. If y'all wearing Old Spice, you stink.
I guess I stink because I wear
don't
Old
It's-
Spice.
You
it's
do not wear
bad.
Old
My
Spice.
do.
dad loves Old Spice.
My
I'm sorry,
deodorant,
y'all.
my
Every
deodorant,
Christmas.
It's
my
bad
deodorant
if
is
you
Old
like-
Spice. See, look,
I'm a pass.
What about Brute? Is
By
Brute okay?
Faberge.
Oh God, no brute, no
No
brute.
brute.
See,
I do. I
It's
wear Old Spice
bad
deodorant.
if you lay it on like Victorians would lay on powder and perfume to
You
cover
can't
up bad
help it.
hygiene.
It's too strong. It stinks. It don't stink. It stinks.
It's like there would be 5 guys
Quit
in the
being a
bus,
hater.
and they'd all be
I'm not hating.
spraying
You probably try to smell good
And it goes
using
to the
natural
bus.
products.
You know, I'm getting you some.
And I sat close to the front of the bus.
I'm gonna
It
get you
would
some
like
Old Spice for your birthday.
attacked by a storm like
gift
locusts,
set
and
next
it would be
year.
horrible.
Okay, it would be horrible. All right, let's transition to another question.
Yeah.
What you
It's a
got?
very general question, so I'll see where y'all gonna take it.
Mhm.
Is dating an art form or a form of science?
Science.
Why do you say science?
Because it's just too difficult to get through.
Dating
There's
is-
too much to
It is
figure
Bill
out, too
Nye
much
science.
to learn, too much to deal with.
So you gotta be like a mathematician, a scientist to
To
figure
get
out
through it
dating.
without
Kind of just
getting annoyed.
Right. Okay. Okay. Well, Marcus J is married. Is it a science? Did you have to be a mad scientist to figure it out?
I mean, it's different for everybody, but you know, it is definitely some challenges to trying to figure out the person that you're trying to figure out. You know what I mean? And the truth of the matter is, in dating, it ain't got nothing to do with being married or not married or in a couple in a relationship or what. You know, just when you think you got all the answers, they change the questions.
Right.
You know, so you never really can figure out who you're dealing with, because truth of the matter is, which one of us really knows ourselves 100%?
Nope.
You might feel one way one day and you might feel another way the next day. You got a pretty good grasp on yourself, but you got to go through all of that with somebody else. You just, you know, I mean, you just some day, you know, you don't know. Like, I don't know, tomorrow I might wake up and I might be in a shitty mood. But then I got to deal with somebody else who might be in a shitty mood, or they might be in a good mood. They got to deal with my shitty mood. I mean, you just never really know. So, you know, you can play the science game all you want, but the whole thing about science is based in logic. Logic suggests that you know what you're going to get. There's no logic in dating and love and relationships and none of that kind of stuff, because one day you might really, really love him, and then the next day the sight of his face just makes you want to punch it.
Do you believe in love at first sight?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. And I also, you know, I also believe that, you know, I don't believe anything I know. You know, you may fall more than once. Some people don't see that as being a possibility, but you know, I've seen it with my own eyes firsthand. So I know that that's possible. Whether someone wants to be a hopeless romantic and say, "Oh no, that could never happen," that means you never really loved the first one to begin with. You can say that all you want,
That's not true.
but unless you're in that situation, in that person's shoes, you don't know.
Right.
You don't know for real. You think you know, and it sounds good, and you know, he who barks louder is usually right.
Are we talking
But-
about
but
falling
no.
in love with two people at the same time?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Not necessarily. I mean, but who are we to judge what someone else's feelings are? We can say what we think is the reality, but you know, you never really can tell. I mean, and I'm gonna go in a very, very strange direction here, but I watched a TV show called Mistresses.
Mhm.
I've always watched it since it came on a couple of years ago. I like the show.
Mistresses?
Yeah,
I heard about it. I
Yeah,
never
it's
watched
a
it.
summer. It's a summer's soap on ABC. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
there is a polygamist family on there.
Oh my.
You know what I mean? It was a couple who took in another woman,
Mhm.
and they are a family. And so I mean, I'm not one to try to judge that.
Right.
That's some weird shit. That's my opinion.
Right.
But I'm not
girl
going to
be
judge it. I mean, if that's how y'all
They
roll,
wanna
that's
do
how
that.
y'all roll. But the point is, the fact that I think it's weird doesn't mean it's not real.
Right.
So
That's why. What is your take
On what?
on what he just said?
Was not putting in my 2 cents?
he,
On-
he did
on
say a
what?
whole lot.
On
but
what?
But I was putting in my 2 cents. I done lost the question.
Well, I just was wondering if you had anything to say based on what he said about being in love, possibly being in love with two people at the same time or different
well,
times.
it's not necessarily at the same time. I do agree that you can fall in love more than once.
Right.
I'm not sure that I believe in love at first sight. I'm not sure about that one.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I pretty much agree with old MJ over there.
Mm-hmm.
old MJ, huh?
Yeah.
Old MJ.
I guess you can kind of be
I don't like you either.
Whatever.
like at first sight. Like you can be having a crush type thing going on.
Did she say in
and-
like at first
yeah,
sight?
and like you can have the bubbly feeling and all
Don't
of that,
we all
but
have
is it
like
real?
at first sight when we see someone that we find attractive?
Yeah, that's what
Right,
like at
right,
first
that
sight is.
bubbly-
I mean,
nervous
that's like
feeling.
at first sight. Now, the bubbles come from when he asked me out on a date, or I'm getting ready to get ready for my date. That's when the bubbles come.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as I have my juicy fruit gum, I'm good.
Okay.
But yeah, I think we all have the like. I mean, when we see somebody that is attractive to us, because that's what's going to do it,
Mhm.
we have that like at first sight, So, I don't know.
Okay. I got
I'm
one
hungry.
final question,
Okay. What you
and
got?
I saw this on Facebook. Do you think a woman can be in love and cheat on the mate she's in love with?
No.
Why do you
That's just
feel
my
that way?
opinion. Well, if you believe in love, and you know what love is, or I guess that would depend on the definition of love for that woman,
Mhm.
there should be nothing outside of that man that you would go to.
Mhm.
So I don't understand. That's above my head. I don't understand that. That's above my head. If I'm in love with that man,
Mhm.
then that man does it for me. There is nobody else that could. There's no place else for me to go.
Okay. Marcus J, what you think?
Yeah, if you're in love, I mean, if you're truly in love,
Mhm.
then I don't see it. But if you're not in love,
Mm-hmm.
then I wouldn't be surprised about anything that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Anything, whether it be that or anything else.
Okay.
But if you're in love, then and especially with women are wired differently than men are. In the way you preface the question, you didn't ask about men, you asked about
Right.
women. And I don't see a woman, doing that,
I don't even
especially
think
if she's in love.
I'm sorry. I don't even think we see other men when we're in
When we're in
love.
love.
Like, you're there. We know you're there. We talk to you. I mean, visually we
I
see
wouldn't
you,
necessarily agree with that, because I have seen situations where, well, I mean, I guess I don't know of everybody's feelings and what they're going through, but
Mhm.
I have seen I have seen precedent for ladies stepping out.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And
when she's in love,
I mean, I guess that's the question.
like, what is love to that person? That's what I'm worried
I
about.
guess that's the question. But I guess you have to define in love to really be able to
Or infatuated.
completely answer the question. I mean,
Mhm.
a lot of things happen, and you can be in love at one time and not in love another time.
Mhm.
And people want to try to define things and have it be forever, and it sounds all great, but after a while, sometimes he might have got on your nerves, and you ain't fooling with him no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? You might not feel that in love feeling, anymore, and the more you are feeling that way, the more firm you get in it. And maybe that's how it happened. Maybe she's like, yo, I do love this dude, but yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Again with the hypotheticals, it's hard really, because you there's so many variables once you start factoring real life and real examples. But that one for a woman, I think would be difficult to fathom.
But a man can do that.
I think that's possible. Yes.
He can be in love with her, but yet cheat.
I think that is possible. I think it's possible.
Do you think do you think the word love means the same? Oh, I'm sorry, let me change that. The phrase being in love means the same for the man as it does for the woman?
I think they're both wired different, and needs are different.
It's different. I haven't even heard men say that often, that I'm in love with her. I mean, I've heard love. I love her. But I hear that phrase mostly from women.
Like my sister.
Yeah, I mean, typically men don't really speak publicly like that. He might say it to her.
And train that way.
You know what I mean? But the chances of him expressing that publicly are probably less likely than her doing that. So I mean, again, hypotheticals. We don't really know. I mean, it'd be one of those things where if we were having a love revolution like we have quarterly these days, it would be nice to have somebody there who is could speak to that. A diverse group of people that could speak to that. But I think, to be honest with you, I'm at a point now in my life, I think anybody's capable pretty much of anything. You just gotta, you gotta see what, the situation is and what is you're presented with. And nothing would surprise me. Once black people started randomly shooting people, like the DC sniper.
Things are changing. Things are changing.
We all expect that to be white folks. So
you don't know what you're gonna get nowadays.
Between that, for real,
crazy catchy.
Not only that, that and they shot JR. So once they did all that, man.
Okay.
What a hamburger.
What you do?
That was so random. That was so random.
Yeah, and I'm just going right with it.
Yeah, you went with it.
Right after we leave.
I harvested some basil the other day.
Harvested basil.
A basil plant. The leaves are mature.
Was it green? And did you dry it out?
Was it green?
Did you dry it out?
No, I
grind
washed
it up?
them and
grind it
I
up?
put them in a freezer bag. But the next batch,
I thought you was gonna say you put it in papers.
Wash them.
My bad.
And cut them up and put them in ice cubes so then I can put them in my food when I'm cooking.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay.
Thank you for the healthy living lesson during the
and my peppers are growing
Diva
lovely,
Diaries.
Yeah, no doubt. You know what I mean?
I'm just hungry.
You want your mate to be healthy.
I sure do.
Yes, we can wrap that up.
I
with
sure
the
do.
Diva Diaries.
I want you to be
Want your
healthy,
mate to
honey,
be
whoever
healthy.
you are.
So he can stay in love with you, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and so the breath doesn't stink, and you can
so
still
his
love
breath
him.
doesn't stink.
And what else did we touch
his breath
on?
won't stink, or he won't be talking to me.
Oh, okay.
I can't do stink breath. Oh my God, y'all! I thought this dude was so
now
cute
we're
when I was
definitely
in my
delving into the random. Go ahead.
when I was in my
Please go on.
30s. I thought
Wow,
he was
that long
so
ago?
cute, right?
Wow.
Right. Shut up.
Okay.
And we both took the LIRR, Long Island Railroad. Both took the railroad. We see each other every morning, and he would always say hi and smile at me, and I would always say hi and smile. I'm like, yeah, baby. One day he came and sat down on the train next to me. I was like, oh yeah. And as soon as he opened his mouth and started talking, I was looking out the window, like, yeah, okay. Are we at Penn Station yet? His breath.
Oh my God.
It was enough to say he looked like Flavor Flav. That's all.
All you had to do was give him a mint.
No, that's beyond a mint. A whole carton of Altoids could not cure this.
I think it's different for some people because when I like a guy, the one thing I worry about is how I look. It's not so much my appearance, well it is my appearance, but the clothes that I wear. Because a lot of people just jump to the conclusion that all gothic people are weird people.
I
mean,
have a question. I have a question.
Yeah,
As the mother
yeah,
of you.
yeah.
As the mother of you.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
What guy you like? You're worried about how he thinks about, your wardrobe.
No,
Live
it's
radio,
not that.
everybody.
It's
This is
just-
live
What
radio.
guy is this?
It's not that. It's just like a random scenario.
Okay, I'm gonna have to talk with your dad when we get.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Thank you guys for
See y'all.
participating.
See,
in
I'm
the
finding out
Diva
stuff. Oh yeah, the
Ain't-
radio brings it
ain't
out.
no
Thank
Ain't
you and
no
social
half-stepping
media.
with
I
Marcus
thank everyone.
J. Yeah, live from the
It's
10
just a
Legacy in the
It's
radio.
just-
I totally didn't see the ending of that segment going there, but hey,
Just.
again,
Look,
it's live
your
radio.
host, you know your host.
This is what happens.
My daughter's talking about liking boys and when she likes a boy.
I mean, after what y'all showed me during the break and my initial reaction and how y'all reacted at my
She's
reaction,
gonna be 20.
yeah, and I had a natural reaction for any male who kind of looks at a young female kind of in an unclely, fatherly kind of way, and then y'all all looked at me like I was crazy
Well,
when I
you can be Uncle
reacted.
Marcus, and you gave us your
Can
opinion.
I
Yes,
finish?
you can finish.
When I said what I said, y'all thought I was crazy until I explained it, and then you got it. Then you was with me. You woman. You know how Steppin Marcus J live from the Den Legacy in that radio. We're going to take our final break of the night. Then we're going to come back and hopefully not say mean things to each other. Marcus J, Dating Pool
You're the
Diva,
best
Miss
brother.
Pandora, and her. We'll be back in a minute.